This is firing a manual electric kiln. So the first thing that you need to do is put your cone into the kiln. So here I have an 06 cone. So say I'm doing a bisque firing, because that's going to be the most nuanced type of firing, so that's what I'll show you. So over here you have your cone sitter. When I lift this up, there's a rod inside of the kiln down here. See how it lifts up that rod? So when I push down on it, then I can take my cone and put it in here. And I want to make sure that it's right on the middle of the cone. It's not down on the end, right in the middle. Drop my rod down. So now, when the cone melts, it will cause the latch to fall down and the kiln will turn off. Put my cone back in there. And to start my candle, I'm going to leave my lid cracked to allow moisture to escape, and also that can help it from getting too hot. So I'm going to leave about that 2-finger space, second notch here. And I'm going to have my speed control set to manual or stop. And that's gonna make it so that the thumb wheel doesn't advance. The thumb wheel is what is going to control the speed that the kiln is heating at, or rather, it controls the temperature. This controls speed as in how fast the thumb wheel advances, and whatever number the thumb wheel on is how much electricity it's gonna put into the elements. So right now I'm on the off mode with these little V's here, and if I want it to heat, I'll put it at 0, and I'll show you that in a moment. If the thumb wheel is on a different number, you can advance it. So yeah, there's 0, but you can't go back this way, you can only go that way. So if I put it on, 6 here, it's going to crank, right? You don't want to do that right at the beginning. So I'm going to start here with it just on the off mode, and then I'm going to come here. I'm going to make sure that I have this timer set. This is just a safety mechanism. So say I'm going to fire for about 12 hours. Put my knob on 12 hours. And then I'm gonna press this button when I want to start the firing. So say I press the firing. Now this light is on, but the kiln is not going yet, right? Timer set on manual or stop here. I can come up here on the thumb wheel. Stop meaning it's not advancing the thumb wheel. I'm going to come to 0. Now it's going to give the kiln some electricity, but not so much that it's going to blow up the pot. And this wheel is not going to advance. So say I leave this now for however many hours I want a candle for, maybe 2 hours, maybe 12 hours. You might want to check on it here and there just to make sure, because sometimes these kilns, especially the old ones, can be a little, not always do what they're supposed to. Say I've done my candle, and now I'm ready to start the actual firing. So now I'm going to go and put the control on E, slowest speed. Now the thumb wheel is going to start advancing on its own very slowly. And I'll probably leave it on E, maybe go up to D, until I look in here and I see that there's some red in there. Once not only the elements are red, but the actual kiln is glowing a dull red, just a little bit of glow, that means that you are past about 1200, which is quartz inversion, and you can then fire at a faster speed. I also should mention that if we're starting our firing, we definitely want to close this lid. So come back here and just leave it like that for, you know, at least a few hours. Maybe I want to go a little faster. It's still safe to go to D here when we're at our lower temperature. But once we see that it's glowing hot, we can crank it up. Maybe we go to B, could even go to A after you see that red color inside of the kiln. And if you really want to speed things along, you can manually advance the thumb wheel. Now once you hit temperature, the cone will melt, the latch will fall, and the kiln will turn off. Always double check your timer to make sure that you're not gonna shut the kiln off with the timer before it reaches temperature. So you might even be safe and give it a little more time, because once that expires, it's going to turn off your kiln, right? If I want to turn this off right now, I can do that.